Hello everybody, we're on a Fire Force episode. Are we on 10 or 11? We're on 11. Episode 11, anime review. This week was fine. I think it's starting to lose a little bit of its luster for me, Fire Force. The flashback bit was interesting. The second half, I guess we're moving into the next arc, was kind of weird. We didn't get much. It wasn't too much we got. We got like an introduction to the Captain of the Seventh. That was alright. But yeah, I think I preferred the first half, the like flashback, the establishment of the thing. I think I enjoyed that more. I think I did. But anyway, let's get on with the episode, see what happened, and move on from there. I usually have more to say in these first bits, but not today, unfortunately. So let's do this thing. So as I said, the first section is a flashback about how the Eighth was formed. We see young Hinawa and young Maki. That was weird because they're young. That's weird. Hinawa thought Maki would never make it, so she should just give up. But look at her now, she did it. And then his friend had a gun baptized, but then his mate turns it into an infernal. Hinawa couldn't shoot him because he didn't have the baptized gun, or that's what he rationaled it as. And then some other people did it, and they got a machine gun and took him out. He got his gun after that. Goes down the street, I guess, runs into the captain of the Eighth now. I forgot his name. Obey, whatever his name is. And the Fire Force 3 were gonna fight the Infernals, but they were talking about points. They weren't taking it very seriously. They were being what we call dickheads. So Captain's like, I'm gonna do it myself. Hinawa introduces himself and goes with him. The two of them go to deal with the Infernal, and they do. They, do the old thing. They both agree to start the Fire Force 8, Fire Company 8. At the beginning, they're the only two of them in there. And then Hinawa called up Maki and then gave her a load of compliments. And then back in present day, she's like, oh, like that. So yeah, good job. That was the first part incredibly quickly. But how quick I went through that, this is not going to be a long review at all. But yeah, I enjoyed the flashback bit. It was cool seeing the young versions of everyone. It was cool seeing, in a weird way, it was cool seeing how much of dickhead the third lot are. So when we get to them later, hopefully they're still dickheads. Because then I'm like, point of reference. They might not be though. But I hope they are. I hope they are still assholes. And I hope we actually do deal with them in this season. That would be good. But yeah, the business they got to go after, because the business that was involved in the first case of the Eighth is still in operation, and it's under the jurisdiction of the Seventh. So they go to see the Seventh. It's pretty chill, the Seventh. Honestly, there's some twins. The Eighth go to investigate the Evangelist. The Captain of the Seventh doesn't believe that the infernal thing's real, and Shinra's like, well, I saw it, and he's like, I don't care what you saw. And I'm like, oof, big oof. But then an infernal alert goes up, Seventh Captain goes to deal with it, causes a lot of destruction in the buildings and everything. He's a third and a second generation fire soldier, which means he's really good, I guess. He deals with the infernal, and then there's this old woman who tells Shinra that the people here, if they do turn into an infernal, they want the captain to be the one to deal with him. So I think, and that was the end of the episode basically, I went through it very quickly. So basically I think that the captain, in a way, he's gonna it's like he doesn't want that pressure. And Shinra's gonna notice that, and they're gonna have a little scrap about it. Maybe I'm completely wrong and overthinking this, but I think that's something that's going to go on, and the captain's gonna be like, you're alright, you. But I think the biggest problem I had with this episode is it didn't have much of Shinra, in a weird way. Like I said, the prequel bit was fine, but the second bit really focused on the new guy, and he's kind of a dickhead, let's be honest. He's not a good guy, or at least from what we've seen so far. He's a bit of an arsehole, which is fine. But yeah, also I like the setting of the Seventh area. It was all traditional Japanese, this and that. It was good, I like that. I like the design. But yeah, and also his fighting stuff was cool at the end. I'm trying to think of a way to make this video longer than 2 minutes, so hopefully I've succeeded in that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Fire Force, I sort of wanted to get on with it a little bit, which feels weird because the pacing's been really quick, but it feels like whenever they take a lull, the lull really feels more lolly, if that makes sense. The lull feels extra slow because the rest of it is sort of quick. So I want it to I think next week it will when it gets back into it. because this is basically set up the next arc where they're dealing with the Seventh. So hopefully we get back to form, because this show has good parts, but I hesitate to call it a very good show. Like, it's got parts that are really good, but it's got other parts that really aggravate me. On the flip side, though, no annoying fan service this week, so that was good, unless I forgot about it, but I don't think there was any. So, good job. Unless it was that old woman. It was that old woman, wasn't it? Definitely. Well, anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Sorry it was short. I couldn't think of much to say, honestly. That's a shame. I will see you next week for another episode, and bye, guys.